Eric Rocha é um lutador profissional de Muay Thai, conhecido também como boxe tailandês, uma arte marcial originária da Tailândia que vem crescendo em popularidade por todo o globo. O Muay Thai é uma disciplina física e mental, onde o combate é feito em pé e caracteriza-se pelo uso combinado de punhos, cotovelos, joelhos, canelas e pés, estando também associado a uma boa preparação física. Eric confessa nutrir uma enorme ambição, sonhando atingir altos patamares neste desporto.
I think I just liked the sport, like it was good fitness, like exercise, not having to go to a regular gym. And I think I started to fall into like fighting because they're like, do you want to compete? Of course, Mama Rocha was not happy with my decision. So I've competed in Canada for one of our first events, like in Ontario. It was a 4-man tournament, so you fight 2 times in one night, and I ended up winning that tournament. I won both fights. I've gone down to the States, Mexico, Panama. I've gone out to China. I competed in China, Thailand, as well as England in Europe. For me, I think it's like it's like a passion of mine, and it gives me a lot of direction. So like, I'm very like goal oriented. I have things that I want to accomplish like in my fight career. I think you have to find the right balance in what you're willing to sacrifice to achieve what you want, whether it be maybe you don't go out every weekend with your friends and you do this instead, maybe not spend huge money on big things, right? And you kind of like pick that simpler lifestyle so that you can focus on what you want. I know myself, I was able to work towards like my career goal. I think I was just fortunate that both kind of fell in line for me. I did dedicate a lot of time to both, and right now I think I can't fight forever, so I'm dedicating my time to competition, and we'll see what comes from that.
Eric aborda a forte pressão psicológica que todos os lutadores enfrentam ao longo da sua carreira, desde a ansiedade que sentem antes de entrar no ringue, até à inspiração que encontram após sofrerem um golpe mais duro.
If I get injured, or if like say you take a big blow, I always try to like poker face, so that like one, you have to pretend it didn't affect you, because then it feeds into the other fighter that you're competing against. But I also think I have that resilience in me to keep on going, to try to push even when there's some sort of injury. A big piece for me is my dad is one of the hardest workers I've ever seen, and for that I try to take on, like, I have to work hard in this sport, and I think a big piece is like growing up and watching him grow and like be such a important part to my family. So
O luso-canadiano desvenda o árduo trabalho e preparação que enfrenta antes de participar num torneio de Muay Thai, assim como a sua paixão por ensinar e aconselhar lutadores mais jovens, partilhando aspectos técnicos, toda a sua experiência e ajudando assim a formatar a próxima geração de atletas canadianos.
So I think from the coaching aspect, you always have to think like different people have different goals in mind. So some people just want fitness, some want to learn to fight. I would say I like youth because they're so like free-spirited and they're just like, they want to absorb things. I like that because I feel like I have knowledge to pass on to them that maybe wasn't passed on to me before. So I was like, oh, I got these keys, here you go. I like working with the younger guys just because they're like sponges, and a lot of them look up to me on like, hey, what about this? What about this? And I'm just open to sharing that knowledge with them.
Eric destaca a importância do ginásio onde treina, em Mississauga, e do seu mentor, para todo o seu sucesso como lutador profissional.
In Mississauga here, this is Jim Maffa, my coach Gerald Ching. He had another location prior to opening up this one. This one's quite large. I had met him, and then we started collaborating in the time I was in school. So he had asked me to focus on my studies so I could finish my school and get a job. I had done that, and then after I was done school, that's when things really started picking up. So I would compete like throughout the States very often, and then things started opening up here in Canada more. I've been with him for the last 7 years, so it's been quite a long time for me and him. And he travels everywhere with me, so like we have a good relationship. a big piece that I've seen over time is some coaches just go through the process of like they tell you what to do. I think the big piece is if when they start caring. So like they'll show up to things that they don't need to be there. They'll watch you compete. They'll watch you train, and then they'll provide advice after. So some sort of feedback, whether it be constructive or like positive reinforcement, like you're doing this really well, or like this isn't so good. Let's work on this.
Rocha aborda o rápido crescimento do Muay Thai no Canadá, provando ser desporto que promete continuar a convocar maiores audiências, assim como a atrair e desenvolver atletas de topo.
It's been growing a lot in Canada. North America itself has a lot of talent. We're just so big that all the talent is dispersed. I think it's just having those venues to continue to compete, to build up our skill level and to able to take on that sort of world level. At one point I had left to live in Thailand for a year, and I felt that was like when I really got exposure to different countries and seeing their skill level and seeing like what I gotta do to get better than this person and this person.
Após inúmeras vitórias conquistadas, os anos de preparação física e mental, de ver o seu braço levantado após duras e longas batalhas, Eric partilha conselho com os jovens que sonham seguir os seus passos nesta modalidade.
Dedicate the time. So like I don't think a lot of people see the behind the scene factors. They just see like what's on social media. They see like a win is a win, a loss is a loss. They don't see the work that goes into that.
Rocha irá continuar a desenvolver como atleta e lutador, nunca desistindo do seu sonho de atingir título mundial. Até lá, irá certamente continuar a ser exemplo de disciplina, dedicação e excelente mentor para a próxima geração de lutadores de Muay Thai.